Hello, this is Social Science Simplified, and welcome back to another video. And I apologize for the lack of content over the summer. I've been very busy, but I'm hoping to get back to daily uploads. I got a new computer, which should be better for the videos than my old one. It's a lot faster. It's a newer computer than my old one. So we're going to jump right into the content here with Joe Biden versus Mike Pence 2024 election prediction. Basically, you know the drill, safe, likely, lean, tilt margins, and I'm going to go over everything. Joe Biden versus Mike Pence 2024. Let's get right into it. And we're going to start, as always, with the safe Democratic states: Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine's 1st District, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and the District of Columbia. No big surprises yet. However, I'm going to categorize New Hampshire as a safe Democratic state just because of how socially conservative Mike Pence is. He would not perform well in a state like New Hampshire. And because of that, I'm also going to categorize Maine's at-large district as safe for Joe Biden, as well as Colorado, because Colorado has been trending towards the Democratic Party over the past few election cycles, and in 2024, I believe that the Democratic candidate will win Colorado by a safe margin of victory. Now on to the safe states for the Republicans, and there is some good news here for Mike Pence and the Republican Party, because states that would be likely with a less moderate Republican, such as Donald Trump, will now be safe. States such as Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, Montana, and Utah would all be safe for the Republican Party, along with South Carolina and Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. I clicked on those in the wrong order. Nebraska's at-large district. Nebraska's 2nd district. Nebraska's 1st district would be safe. Used to be likely. It would be safe if Mike Pence were to run against Joe Biden. Same with Nebraska's 3rd district. It would remain safe. Alaska, no longer likely. It would be a safe Republican state. Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota. Once again, no big surprises yet. I mean, a few likely states that have transitioned to safe for both parties, but once again, party polarization is increasing, so that is not a big surprise. And now into the likely states, starting with the Democratic Party. Minnesota would be a likely state for the Democratic Party, and New Mexico would be a likely state for the Democratic Party, and Virginia would be a likely state for the Democratic Party. New Mexico and Virginia, Mike Pence might make those margins a bit narrower than Donald Trump's margin there in 2020 against Joe Biden, but there is no way that Mike Pence would flip those states in 2024 if he is running against Joe Biden. Same with Minnesota. He could make the margin a bit smaller, but he would not win the state of Minnesota. And now onto the likely Republican states. Iowa, Ohio, and Texas would all be likely Republican states, as well as Maine's 2nd district in 2024, in the scenario where Mike Pence runs against Joe Biden. Iowa and Ohio have been trending towards the Republican Party in recent election cycles, and I believe that this trend would continue, especially with a Republican running like Mike Pence, who is associated with Donald Trump, but who is still a little bit more moderate than Donald Trump and can appeal to suburban voters a little bit better. Same with Maine's 2nd Congressional District, and then Texas. Mike Pence would definitely expand on Donald Trump's margin of victory there in 2020, possibly to a likely margin, maybe even a safe margin, but most likely 10 to 12 points margin of victory for Mike Pence in Texas in 2024. And now on to the lean states. For Joe Biden, this would be Michigan and Pennsylvania. Joe Biden has strong support from working-class voters in Michigan and Pennsylvania, and it's very likely that he would defeat Mike Pence in these states by a lean, which is 5 to 10 points margin of victory in 2024 if he were to run against Mike Pence. And now onto the Republican-leaning states. North Carolina. Mike Pence, once again, is somewhat more moderate of a candidate than Donald Trump, and it's very likely that he would win North Carolina by 5 to 10 points in 2024, facing off against Joe Biden. And finally, on to the tilt states. Nevada. Nevada would most likely go for Joe Biden. However, it would be by a 2 to 5 point margin of victory for Joe Biden in 2024. Same with Arizona. Just because Arizona is a state that voted really against Trump in 2020, and I don't see it flipping back to the GOP's column if Mike Pence were to be the Republican nominee in 2024. And then finally, Wisconsin would be a tilt state for Joe Biden and the Democratic Party in 2024. It would not be the same margins as Michigan and Pennsylvania, but Joe Biden would still carry the state of Wisconsin in 2024 against a candidate like Mike Pence. And finally, onto the tilt states for the Republicans. Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District. Once again, Mike Pence is a bit more moderate than Donald Trump and could appeal to suburban voters better, which is why he'd win Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District and Georgia by a tilt margin of victory in 2024. And then Florida is a state that has been trending towards the Republicans in recent election cycles, so it's very likely that Mike Pence would carry this state against Joe Biden in 2024. However, it would be by a 2 to 5 point margin of victory, which is a tilt margin of victory. So all in all, Joe Biden would defeat Mike Pence with 286 electoral votes to Mike Pence's 252. Mike Pence would outperform Donald Trump, but he would still be defeated by Joe Biden, and Joe Biden would be reelected in 2024 if Mike Pence were to run against him as the Republican nominee. Once again, thank you for watching. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.